I'm Claire Larsen, by the way.
Miranda Lewis. It was a struggle to say my name aloud, as if Reese could hear me. But he didn't even know I had left. He was still at his competition in D.C. and wouldn't be home for another 2 days.
Such a pleasure to meet you, Miranda.
The way Claire said it, her voice full of warmth, I could almost believe her. The front door jingled. A gust of wind blew cold air and a dusting of snow across the cafe floor. This time, all of the other customers fell silent, looking at the door. The air tightened with tension. I felt a sudden wrench of fear myself, still painful, no matter how irrational it was, and glanced at the door, my throat dry. A man stood in the shadowed doorway. He was much too big to be Reese. His head nearly touched the doorframe, and his shoulders were as broad as barn doors. A wolf pelt and an axe would have suited him better than his flannel button-down and jeans. He walked towards the counter, his heavy work boots thudding on the hardwood floor. Up close, his expression looked even more grim and pensive than it had from a distance. He had full lips for a man, and his hair was mussed, as if he'd just woken up.
"Morning, sweetie,"
Claire said. I glanced from the man to Claire, and something clicked. The blonde hair, the full mouth. The Viking was not from Valhalla after all. He was the coffee shop owner's son.
"Owen, this is Miranda Lewis."
Claire gestured at me.
"She's new in town. Isn't that nice?"
He leaned against the fudge case and drummed his fingers on the glass. His dark eyes were difficult to read in the cafe's low gold light, but I thought he seemed wary, suspicious. I shivered.
"By yourself this morning?"
Claire asked Owen.
"Jenny has to work."
A Viking with a girlfriend. A girlfriend named Jenny, not Brunhilde.
"Owen, bless his heart, helps me with my dogs on his days off,"
Claire told me.
"I don't know what I'd do without him. I have 6 Great Danes, you know."
"You have 6 dogs?"
"Yes,"
Claire said with an embarrassed chuckle.
6 Danes, all named after the English Romantic poets."
"You mean like Keats and William Blake?" At her nod, I ticked off the names on my fingers. "Coleridge, Lord Byron, Percy Bysshe Shelley."
"And Wordsworth,"
Claire said.
"You must be a poetry buff." "Or an English major,"
Owen interjected, taking the coffee Claire handed him. His voice was a low rumble. "I'm not an English major," I said. A phone rang in the back of the shop. Claire dashed off to answer it, leaving me standing at the counter with the Viking. I told myself to leave, or at least step away from him, but I didn't move.
"If you're not an English major, what are you?"
Owen asked, sipping his coffee, his dark eyes fixed on me. Before Reese, I was a bartender and a painter. But since then, I'm nothing. Absolutely nothing." The golden eyebrows creased together. This was obviously as close as he got to having an expression.
"Nothing?"
"I used to work in a coffee shop, though it wasn't nice like this." Annette would be there by now, slamming muffins out of their trays onto the scratched steel counter and shouting at Steph and Lizzie to open up the registers. Soon she'd be wondering where I was. "And I'm not going back there," I added, although I had no idea why I was telling him this.
"What was wrong with it?"
he asked. Whenever the other girls thought I wasn't listening, they talked about Reese. Wasn't he so hot? And wasn't it too bad he was with me, though they had heard some things? It wasn't the shop, really. There was other stuff. Owen ducked his head in a nod that I found strangely reassuring, as if he understood. Suddenly